Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Go to bed, man.
Yeah. This is Michael Bay territory, I think. But like, that's kind of been the genre. I went back to watch because I never saw the first one. There's always like iconic copycats of Mission Impossible thing, right? And then I go back and watch the first one, like not years ago, like like months ago. I watched Mission Impossible 1, I think, maybe a year ago. Who knows? I watch it and I'm like, this is stupid. But I guess the genre is like unrealistic action sequences. And damn, don't you guys just love Tom Cruise? Don't you feel good when you see Tom Cruise? I guess that's the actual genre of the film. It's its own thing, I guess. But this one, I don't know. It seems like they skipped a lot of things, like how Ethan Hunt is surviving all these different things. It's almost like they skipped it, man. I was like, yeah, he lived. Time lapse. He's alive and healthy and good. Just chilling. Don't worry, there'll be another Mission Impossible. Like that's what they're doing here. I don't know.
Dude,
I can't get into
they don't care about you, man. They read that kind of shit.
But this has kind of been the
Okay.
genre, right? Except before it seemed like more like they'd show you what happens. Even as unrealistic as it is, they still show you what happened. This, they were almost like skipping certain things. Like this fool like should have been drowned and frozen to death. And
You don't
then-
even see how he survived.
I know. She like put her tits in his face underwater. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta keep living," and he just willed himself to stay alive or something. And she nursed him back to health with her titty milk, and then boom, Tom Cruise is back, and he can run a mile
Several
again.
times Yeah, you don't even know how he just makes it. He just does. So you're like, okay.
He can run another 10
Ten
miles, full clip, man. No jogging, bro. He runs full sprints for 10 miles, bro, and he's fine.
Catch a plane.
The cave
Catches
shit,
that plane. Catches the next plane.
bro. The cave shit where he chases out with the car. The car gets in an accident. He runs out of the car and just starts sprinting in a direction, and then catches up. He catches up right before the guy takes off. Like, was the dude there? Like, oh, let me let me eat this meal real fast. Let me eat my lunch before I fly. You know, I get queasy if I don't eat my lunch first, right? So he's like, he had to stop, cook a meal, like cook it first, and then like ate that shit. And then by the time he's ready to take off, Tom Cruise made it right there in time.
He had at least 5 sprinting sessions. One was across the city. One was across like the desert.
Full
And when
sprint.
he was in a sub where you don't have much space. He was running and training.
He's the running man, Tom Cruise. Oh man, like listen, if you're into once again, this seems like a genre on its own. These Mission Impossible movies, I've probably seen like 3 now, 3 or 4. Like the I saw the first one and then the more recent ones, and they just put this unrealistic kind of crazy shit in there, and I guess people are into that, so they keep making them. But it could be just Tom Cruise fandom, maybe. Like they feel good seeing Tom Cruise in a movie. And there's plenty of moments in the movie where I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Or I'm like, holy shit, he's like dancing between nukes and shit underwater with no fucking scuba gear on. It's like shit where you should like blatantly die, but he makes it anyways. I guess that's part of the thing. Like, what will Tom Cruise survive next? And I guess maybe the final film is like they actually just kill him. It's like, all right, just kill him this time. Like he jumps out of a plane. One parachute catches on fire. The next one fucking just doesn't come out. It just malfunctions. Then the third one's like, I don't know. There's just backup parachutes after backup parachutes, but this time it doesn't save him. He falls to his death right into the titties of Haley Atwell. Uses a balloon from the land on. Sorry. She's not a bad in this movie. She's not a bad actor. or what? She doesn't seem like she's like some. No offense to Gal Gadot, but it's just like work harder, love. Work harder at your acting. But you know, this chick seems better than her, but she should get more roles, right? Other than being the titty girl from Mission Impossible.
Yes, she should.
Like that scene where she's bringing him back to life because he was like he basically drowned and froze to death simultaneously, and she brought him back to life. It's just her tits like all up in the fucking camera and shit. Like, bro, respect this goddess of a woman. She's in her 40s, bro. Respect her, bro. But once again, I understand if you're into the Mission Impossible movies and you're just following along with it. I get it. I'm watching this because it's supposed to be like a big time blockbuster style movie, and I usually watch things so that when people have opinions on it, I can say they're full of shit or they're wrong or they're dumb. That's why I do things. It's my main motives in the world. My main motive in the world. But for me, I can't really put too much respect on this movie as far as being good for me. It's just not. Maybe it could be fun, but it's just not. I can't call it good. I cannot do that. Hey, then, you know, whatever, whatever you're into, okay, fine. I'm not gonna get in the way of your fun. It's just don't say we need more of these and less of something that's actually credible. That's all I ask for. Don't demand more Mission Impossibles. Just let Mission Impossible be Mission Impossible and have fun with that. That's all I'll say. Okay. All right, grades and record. I guess if you're a Mission Impossible fan, I guess you have to keep watching more and more of them. I guess. So go enjoy that. I recommend it for those guys, but for someone looking for maybe a really good action movie or something, I think there's better to find. As far as like recent action movies, damn, good luck, man. It's kind of like good luck. You might have, just go watch Speed or something. It's way more entertaining in my opinion. I think it's just all around a better movie. It's more fun. It's more interesting. And then, yes, there's over the top stuff, but just go watch some of the classics, man. If you don't want like pure stupidity, go watch something else. But if you're like me, if you're in my mindset, yeah, I don't recommend for you. I just don't. My grade, Jesus Christ, I'll give it a 5.9 out of 10. 5.9. That's a solid grade because once again, I recognize the genre, I recognize the series of Mission Impossible, and they're doing Mission Impossible shit. So they're not venturing way off in some other direction. They're kind of staying consistent with the Mission Impossible series. I just think the Mission Impossible series is dog shit. So for me, it's like for me it's like a CW spy show, but with a ginormous budget and Tom Cruise as your lead. But the scenarios and the pacing and the skipping through things and people teleporting from one location to another, Tom Cruise running full clip to fucking, from Antarctica to South Africa in 10 minutes. I just, it's too much, man. It's too much. But it works for a CW show. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's just going to have, 10 times the budget. It is what it is. So 5.9. While recognizing the genre, that's the best I can do for me. Compared to like all the films that exist in the world, I had to 5.9. Sorry. Do you guys have grades or recommendations? What do you got?
Yes, great. This is, despite all the action, is the snore fest wreckage. Like I, I thought, I well, initially everything was going so fast. Like it was
Oh
just
yeah,
like a strobe light of just cuts,
flashbacks.
flashbacks. Yeah, like other old movies. They were just retelling them, and then I felt like a good third of the movie, so at least an hour of the movie, they're whispering the plot, and they have to keep explaining it over and over because it doesn't make sense. So they try it again, and they hit it from different angles, and just keep trying to like. So when you see him like uh floating like a baby in the ocean, they already told you he was gonna like pass out. they told you exactly, like everything was foretold.
Yeah.
And or they called it. They said it's written. Um, so they
Didn't we
needed
see him
better
floating
writers.
like a baby earlier in the movie? Like they gave us like
Yeah.
an image of it, right?
Yeah, they told you like it was gonna pass out. Like he's
I'm
not.
wrecked.
I don't know. They foretold a lot of things. They made it part of the movie like that, like this, like it's a theme. They kept saying it's written,
Yeah.
and but all of that was like under whispers that they were explaining it to each other. Just normal dialogue was whispered throughout the whole movie, and often in dark lighting, which I didn't understand why. It was just shadows, and I mean, I guess it was for the mood, but yeah, I'd say pass.
Bro, that villain should have. When they actually turn the lights on and it's that whole airplane sequence, I'm like, this is so stupid, bro. This. I got the only parachute. You're done, Hunt. You're done. Let's go. Ah! It's fucking- when he pulls out the knife, he does it so when, when he's in the driver's seat, right, and Ethan Hunt is like hanging off on the edge of the plane or whatever. This fool pulls his knife. He's like, ah! Like all his facial expressions were so over the top from this guy that we're used to playing this subtle, kind of low key, fucking, darker dialogue, moody, stoic faces, right? And now all of a sudden he's like, ha ha ha, gotcha, Hunt, ha ha, I'll get you now, ha ha ha, and then, fucking, ha, there's only one parachute left. Let's go, and falls into the fucking fin of the plane, just splits his head in half, I guess, and falls and dies. Then Ethan's like, no wait, there's another parachute right here. Jumps out with the parachute. That parachute catches fire. And he's like, don't worry, I have another parachute. They don't show us that part. They skipped that one. They showed a nuclear device being, whatever. What's it called? Disarmed or whatever.
They trapped it or something in that 5D memory. Somehow they synchronized. They had to do it at the same time. Like,
I'm
I don't
wrecked.
know.
And the next scene
Look,
of
Barry Bond's the best actor in this movie. At least his part, I thought it was relatively the best.
Barry Bonds and the backup parachute are epic. The way that parachute just floated in the wind, it's like, oh shit, Ethan Hunt's alive, bro. He made it because he had a backup parachute for his backup parachute, and we don't see him survive. We just see like, oh, he's alive. He's good. He's good. He's chilling. Yeah, the whole airplane thing is full blown wreckage to me. Although there's wreckage all before that, and honestly, if you're into making fun of movies, I think you might have a good time with those. So maybe I recommend it for you too. If you can make fun of movies, this might be for you too. But whatever, I'm gonna leave it there. There's your review. Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. We'll see you next year. Which means this wasn't a final reckoning. This was we'll see you next year with another Mission Impossible movie. There you go.